Hey, what's up, Blue Team? So today I wanted to do a philosophical video about your digital identity. As you might have noticed, I'm recording this video with a bit of a new setup today, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit and why I'm doing it this way rather than using my virtual avatar this time. The fundamental idea that we're going to be talking about today is the idea that your experiences, your social relationships, and the way that you present yourself online can be critically important to your social life, and it shouldn't be overlooked. For extremely online individuals like myself, and maybe you, these kind of social interactions online can potentially be even more important than the interactions that we have in meatspace. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your cyberspace interactions with other people are real and they're super important. They're not the same as the interactions that you might have with other people in meatspace. Nobody can deny that. But they're not worse. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of pressure and propaganda put out over the years, mainly by boomers and people like that, who don't really understand the nature of online communities and online socialization, who have put out this idea that it somehow isn't real or it's bad or something to be ashamed of to socialize online. That the communities that we build with other people don't matter because we haven't met those people in meatspace. I'd like to argue today that positions like that are antiquated, ignorant, and fundamentally detrimental to the health of our collective internet community. There's this kind of fellowship between kindred spirits online where we have the power to use this ethereal network that is the internet to comb through the population of the technologically advanced world to single out the people who have our highly specific niche interests, who are at the same place in life as we are, or who are emotionally compatible with us in a way that you just don't necessarily get if all of your social outlets are people who are physically near you. In the digital world, we have the ability to make the kind of special friends who will last us a lifetime that we might just not find near us physically. The trick is, in order to do that, we have to open ourselves up to the idea that these online social experiences that we have in online communities and in venues of internet socialization are real and do matter to us. There are a lot of people out there who will tell you that the people you talk to online are just words on a screen, they'll never affect you, and that you shouldn't think anything of them, and you shouldn't even try to make them be your friends because ultimately they're not there. But I don't think that that's true. In my own personal experience, I learned my trade as an IT professional from the mentorship of image boards and IRC channels that I frequented growing up. I wouldn't have learned everything that I know without those kind of places. I didn't learn what I know at school, and no one in meatspace took the time to teach me any of that stuff that I learned. When I graduated college and I was still trying to kind of figure myself out, figure out what I was going to do with my life and settle into a real job, one of my first job referrals actually came from one of my former guildmates who I'd never met in person before, but who was willing to vouch for my technical ability in lieu of me having any sort of paper resume fodder to show for what I could do. And that helped me land a real steady job at the company that my friend worked for when I had almost nothing that I could really show for myself. The thing is, I'm not alone in this kind of experience. I've watched others around me in these tight-knit online communities that I'm a part of grow themselves and build their lives in ways that just wouldn't really have been possible without the support network that internet social groups gave them. So I really wanted to repeat myself on this because I don't think I can say this enough. If you're someone like me who mostly has online friends, don't ever let anyone, no matter how old and how wise they are, bully you into thinking that those people that you know online and are friends with don't matter. Because they do. They really do matter. My larger goal with this video is to encourage you to take pride not only in the online communities that you're a part of, but to seek out and build new communities and share the gift of online support networks with the people around you. We live in a world right now where there are so many people that are desperate for the feeling of community. They want to feel like they belong somewhere and are just isolated. There are a lot of people out there who are really struggling to find friends, to find people out there who are like them, and they're not necessarily looking in the right place. And I think that that's really a fucking shame. it can be really hard to find a solid group of friends that you actually not only get along with, but that meaningfully help you improve your life. And when you're looking for that group of people, just from the people that you're physically around, you might never find those people. And that sucks. In many ways, online communities can help supplement that. We just have to be open to letting them do that. The problem is that not all online communities are made equal. I have my experiences with my online family, but I'm not blind, and I realize that my experience is probably the exception and not the rule. I don't think that most people go online and join various online communities and end up with a thriving support network or anything like that. If we want to live in a world where our online communities are as powerful of social support structures and community structures as the local physical communities that we live in are, we have to take our cyberspace interactions with other people just as seriously as we do our meatspace social interactions. One of the YouTubers who I really look up to as a role model, called Louis Rossmann, you've probably heard of him if you know anything about Right to Repair. He's kind of the face of Right to Repair on YouTube now, but I digress. He made a video recently about activism and how to make other people share your vision of the social change you want to make in the world. And what he said went like this: if you want to change the world and you want other people to follow you into that social change, your job is to share what gives you joy in a way that those other people can understand and get value out of. And if you find your online communities to be as important as I find mine, I hope that you can go out there and you can share that joy of how your online community has improved your life with other new people. Go out there, make them feel welcome in your communities. Support them, help them out, take them seriously. Don't listen to anything that the boomers say. Being extremely online it's cool as fuck, and you should own it. Be the change in the world that you want to see. If there's something that your community needs, like if you can make a tool for them, if you can host something for them, or just otherwise do something that can help them out, do it. Make those communities valuable to the other people in them so that other people can see how important those online communities actually are to them. Make it so that we're not a joke anymore. The internet and the interactions we have here are real. There has been no point in human history up to now where we've had the ability to communicate with as many people at just the press of a button as we can today. And it's really, really important that we take advantage of that, especially for people who are isolated, especially for people who don't have as many friends as they potentially might be able to have. And I think that it's disgusting how our society just so often downplays the internet, downplays internet communities, downplays the kind of social interactions you can have on the internet, just all out of, it's not real. What a joke. For me, the internet is my home. It's where I grew up, and it's the source of some of my most precious memories in life. I remember this one time, I think it was like almost a decade ago at this point, when I spent a New Year with my friends in World of Warcraft, just watching the fireworks over Orgrimmar. And honestly, I think that was the most memorable New Year that I ever had. I mean, I remember it. I remember, being on voice chat with some of the friends that I used to play with, and it was a really, really good time. While it might not sound like a lot, that experience was in many ways the social bonding experience that I think a lot of people get through other kinds of community events and things like that. And we shouldn't overlook the internet's ability to have those kind of amazing experiences with people from all around the world all at once. Look, I get it. There's a part of the physical world that we cannot replicate digitally. You can't quite hug or kiss people in the digital world with the same fidelity that you can in meatspace. And at some level, your monkey brain needs that physical interaction with other people. I'm not delusional. I get that. I'm not trying to pretend that, the internet's some magical place where we can all just be ethereal and not exist in meatspace. We're not capable of that as humans. We do need those physical interactions. However, what I think is super important to understand is that meat space and cyberspace are different, but in a way, that's kind of my point. In meat space, I can't just hop onto a casual voice chat with multiple people from all across the world without making some seriously difficult group travel plans. But online, I can do that pretty much every night and have that kind of social bonding experience with my friends and my community time with all of those people that I like hanging out with. No problem. It's just a normal thing that we do online, and it doesn't cause anyone an extra hassle. We don't have to go out of our way to do it. One of the really important things about being able to get close to someone in life is you have to be able to share experiences and do things around them just as bonding time. It doesn't matter what that is that you're doing with other people, just that you're doing something social with someone else and kind of just vibing with them. And it's way easier to find a truly solid group of friends who share the same interests and are emotionally compatible with each other and aren't assholes online than it can be in meat space. It's just simple math. There are millions of people that you can potentially meet and talk to, and some of those people are really, really cool, but there's only so many people that we ever have any chance of ever hanging out with on a day-to-day basis if we stick to just our local communities. Yeah, anyway, like I mentioned at the start of this video, I wanted to spend some time discussing why I chose to film this video in meatspace instead of using my virtual avatar. I think that there are a lot of people out there who implicitly assume that someone using a digital avatar must be doing so as like some kind of cope. That they're afraid to show their face for some reason, whether it's because they're ashamed of what they have to say or simply because they're insecure about their physical appearance. But I don't think that that should be the case. If you're someone who has an opinion like that, I want to talk to you for a sec. The reason that I use a digital avatar is because in a lot of ways, I want to destigmatize the idea of people interacting with or presenting themselves to other people like normal other people, not just internet poison people like myself, in a digital capacity. Frankly, even though I'm pretty happy with how I look, I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm pretty proud of being able to be here and tell you the things that I'm telling you. But I think that digital avatars are really cool, and they're a really great way of expressing our online identities. And I think that's awesome, and I want to share that with more people. So like, fuck Mark Zuckerberg and his corporate clownverse and whatever the hell they want to call it. But like it or not, things like the metaverse are coming in our future, and I want to make sure that we take the right actions to ensure that that digital future we move into is a better and brighter future for everyone in it. I think that we have some amazing technology right now that we can take advantage of to make our social interactions with other people move to new levels that just were not possible in the past when we couldn't communicate with anyone that we wanted to anywhere across the world. And I think we should take advantage of that. We should build those social interactions where we can, and we should value them the same as we value those meat space interactions. We can't be boomers just kicking and screaming into the future, complaining about how no one ever talks to each other in physical space anymore, because so many of the people we can meet are just only going to be accessible if we talk to them online. And that's just life. That's how it works. It shouldn't be a badge of shame to be extremely online. People often make jokes about how extremely online people never do anything that matters, never go outside and touch grass, and are just crazy people off in their own little internet world, never doing anything that actually matters in the real world. And while to some degree, I can kind of agree with that. There are like some really fucking crazy people out on Twitter. But I think that a lot of the time, people underestimate just how important the internet can be to us. And I think we should really own that. So anyway, I kind of want to start wrapping up this kind of long and rambly video, but I want to leave you with a little bit of a homework assignment. I want you to, when you're going to bed tonight, when you're going to the shower or doing whatever you do, I want you to ask yourself, what have I done for an online community that I care about recently? What can I do that will make the community that I'm a part of better? What can I do for other people to make the internet a better place as a whole? One of the things that I recently did, I started this YouTube channel, like 2 months ago. I still don't think I'm that good at it, but I like to think that the information that I'm putting out there is going to help people see the world maybe slightly differently than they might have looked at it before. And I need your help. I can't do it alone. I'm just some YouTuber with right now like 20 subscribers. No one watches my channel. If you don't want the world to see online communities as just something for maladjusted basement dwelling losers, I need you to take a step back and ask yourself how you can share the joy of digital social interactions and online communities with the other people around you who might not have experienced them in the way that you might have. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that you found this video interesting, and I hope that I gave you something to think about that you might not have thought about before. I hope that you guys like the new setup. I'm actually really surprised at how much more difficult it was to film this video over the virtual avatar videos that I've been filming. It's really difficult actually to talk into a camera. I don't know what it is, but it's hard. I think in the future, I might do some more videos in meatspace like this. What do you think? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.